This is the Songbird cooking. Right here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can hear myself in the background on my computer is in my room. Basically, so I have all these 8 pieces of bread. That's distracting me back there, listening to myself. So what I'm going to cut these into squares, right? I'm going to cut them into squares. There's a little bit of oil on the pan, just a little bit, not a lot. Okay, you see that? You can see the oil, the bread. Okay, because it can't, you can put it in extra dry, but I mean, it's not a lot of oil, just a little oil, just a little sprinkle. So I'm gonna cut these into squares, right? And I'm gonna let them toast in the oven. I'm gonna turn this oven on. Toast them in the oven. On this side, I'm gonna use 1 box of Jiffy cornbread, and I can hear myself in the background. I'll be back. I'm gonna toast this bread first. I'm making homemade stuffing, and I'm gonna let the chicken get half done. This is just really distracting me. So anyway, if you want to make some stuffing today, just get some bread out, and it's not stale bread. Some people use stale bread. I use fresh bread. It doesn't matter. It's not a lot of oil. As you can see, it's just a dripping of oil. So I'm going to cut this bread up. It doesn't have to be perfect squares or anything. You can tear it apart. It doesn't matter. It kind of matters. You don't want bite-sized pieces. Because, when you mix it together, you don't want big old pieces. And you don't want the bread to get soggy and turn into something else like glue. So anyhow, I'm going to toast this bread. And then I'm going to start making my cornbread muffins. I'm going to use 3 cornbread muffins to put with this little bit of bread. This is just enough for 2 people or 3. Maybe 4 if you have like little children. I don't have any children here. So basically I'm going to go in here and turn off my computer after I put this bread in the oven, and I'll be back. This is the Songbird cooking. So as you can see, you can hear that sound? The sound means it's ready. Okay? Let's see that. All right? They're crunchy. They're a little dried out. They need to be, because otherwise, soft bread, it turns into glue sometimes when you're trying to make stuffing. And one thing I don't like is that glue. So you see it make croutons. You can use it for your salad. If you use it for your salad, you might want to season it. And even just for the stuffing, you could season it ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? Not with anything that's going to saturate it. Because as you can see, there's no grease. Because see, the little bit of oil, you might see a little bit of shine. See a little bit of oil. You don't see it dripping, and you don't see any oil swimming around. Nothing like that. You don't want that much oil. Okay, unless you want to eat glue. Again, some people like glue. I don't. All right. So now those are perfect. I'm going to turn this oven. I'm going to leave it on because I'm going to beat up some cornbread mix. I'm going to beat up one box of Jiffy with a little bit of just regular cornmeal. So, I'm making cornbread bread dressing. And I don't want it to be really sweet or anything like that. All right. And I don't want it to be completely just cornbread dressing. So anyhow, meanwhile, back at the ranch, I'm going to let these sit. They're already cool. They've been sitting here for about 5 minutes. Otherwise, I wouldn't be touching them. And I'm going to get my cornbread ready. I'm going to use 1 egg. Actually, I think I'm going to use 2 eggs to beat the cornbread with. That way I don't have to really incorporate too much, put any more egg into my stuffing. Raw egg while when I mix it together. It's going to stay it's going to be a consistency that I want it to be. And when I put the egg in the mix and then cook the cornbread separate, then take the cornbread out and break it up. Okay, we didn't get to that part yet. This is step 2. As you can see, the cornbread is perfect. Okay, it's pulled away from the sides. That means it's done. And I'm going to wait for it to cool off so that I can crumble it efficiently for these breadcrumbs. All right. This is the songbird cooking. This is part 3, I think. Either way, I took this out to show you. You see how the plasma's coming out. Okay, some people stuff it raw, whatever. I wouldn't recommend that. You can see the plasma juice coming out. I don't eat that. I don't want that mixed in. And see, and my favorite part of the stuffing is the stuffing that's inside the bird. Okay, and that right there, I don't know if you can see it because the lighting in here is kind of glaring. You see it dripping out. So I'm going to scrape that out and scoop it up. You see that? You see that bloody mess right there? See, but see, the chicken is just about done. It's small, that right there, I'll keep that. See, that's a nice oil, natural oil coming out of the chicken because I didn't use any oil. That's nice stuff right there. That's gold right there, liquid gold. But this here right there, that nasty stuff right there coming out the inside, I don't want that in my stuffing. I don't even want it just fully dripping out of, you see that cavity? Yeah, It's full of goo. It's a bloody plasma mess. I'm going to scrape that out the best I can. And I'm going to break up this cornbread. Okay? Half of it, because half of it we're going to eat. And you see we got our croutons here. And I'm going to mix it together. And with a little bit, there's a little plasma right there. Got to scrape that up. You see that? Gooey. There's the liquid gold and there's the gooey thick plasma. Blood plasma. I don't eat that. I don't. So I'm going to do that. And I'll be back. This is the songbird cooking. So as you can see, I've cleaned it out. I let it cook another 10 minutes. And I took some string beans after I mixed the cornbread with the croutons we made. Okay, again, you toast the bread, you go back to step 1. Anyhow, what you see on top is onions. I took the onion and I shredded it with my shredder. It's very sharp. Watch your hands when you do it. I got some string beans here that were frozen. Rinsed them real good and got all the ice off because you don't want that flavor from the freezer, And as you can see, also I mixed in 1 can of Campbell's mushroom soup. Yes, I said Campbell's. I didn't say any other brand. I'm not here promoting brands, but I am saying to you, I have tasted other brands of mushroom soup, and it wasn't good at all. And this is Campbell's, and it's really delicious. You can taste the mushrooms. You can see. This is the songbird cooking. So now, as you see, this food is done. Yep, it's done, and it falls apart just with the spoon, as you can see. And it is delicious. See how it just falls apart? Spoon. Got the string beans are done. The stuffing just right. A little bit of juice came out of the chicken after the fact, which is just fine because it's natural broth. That makes it even tastier. Got the string beans there. And now it's time to eat. And like I said, see, this is a small portion. There will be no leftovers. And if there is some stuffing and leftovers, string beans tomorrow, I'll just put it with something else. But I'm sure this will be gone for dinner. Peace, love, and light.